was here, and I still didn't get to my seat.
Leaving the baseball game, and I thought Christina's going to beat me tonight.
I think I did. I think you were behind
Yeah, you
me
did.
going
Yeah.
in.
Crazy time of year when they got grandkids and all kinds of stuff. Call the meeting in order. Clerk will read the roll.
Mayor Hollenbeck,
Here.
Commissioner Kaminsky,
Here.
Commissioner Small,
Here.
Commissioner Scheib,
Here.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Here.
Okay, let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Reminder to please turn off your cell phones. Approval of the minutes.
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky that the minutes for the council meeting held May 6, 2026 be approved and placed on file.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
My name's spelled wrong. In one place, I am not Commissioner Scheid, but I assume that doesn't need a motion.
I think it's okay to make
Yeah.
a Scrivener's
Yeah.
error correction on that.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
No further discussion. Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky,
Aye.
Commissioner Small,
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Anyone wishing to appear before the council? Matt?
Matthew Underwood. So, last meeting I came up here and I made a claim that at the time I believe was correct. Later on in the meeting, Mayor Hollenbeck had stated that it was incorrect. I went and watched the video afterwards and Mayor Hollenbeck was correct. He answered during his portion to speak. So I believe that leading by example should be a thing for the council, as well as myself. So I would like to publicly and humbly apologize to you, Mayor Hollenbeck. You were correct, I was incorrect, and that's all I can really say about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody else was standing up. Denise? Yes, surprised.
Okay, so I see that Carla's here, but,
Denise, can you pull the mic to your mouth? He's having problems. There you go. Yeah, beautiful.
hello?
Good.
Okay. So I see that Carla's here, but I wanted to talk about using the committee funding that is a part, like it goes into the general fund and then comes back out and goes in and comes back out, it seems like. I would like to see the use of the committee fund for the memorial be used, and I brought this up before, I brought this up over a year ago, be used to pay for the overtime for our officers, the EMTs, the porta potties that are required to have this event, the mist tents when it's over 100 degrees out to keep people from keeling over. I would like to see that fund be used for those purposes. It makes 0 sense, in my opinion, to be utilizing taxpayer funds to fund that when all of these things are absolutely required and necessary to have this event. That fund is not drawn out of for anything that I have seen when I did the FOIA request because everything is donated. So it makes 0 sense to not be utilizing that fund for those reasons. It's also stated in the agreements that both parties have duty to bring people to the wall, to make people aware of the wall. Every single one of the contracts or whatever that I looked at all state the same thing. You can't bring people in that number to the wall without these protections in place. So it is required, and it's stated inside of those agreements. So please, can we get it on the agenda after a year of me asking to get that voted on? Thank you.
Thanks, Denise. Anybody else? Kim?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to know what you did with the furniture at the Ivy Cellular Building.
Well, I would too. I'll address that when we go to talk. Anybody else? Darrell?
Darrell Tedford. I'd like to congratulate Mike and the rest of the citizens who won their lawsuit last week. And I was wondering from the council, from maybe Bobby or finance or somebody, so as the countersuits go back and forth, do we have any kind of a fund set up for that, or does our insurer have to cover anything if the city were to lose a civil rights violation lawsuit?
I mean, we have no,
Answer that later.
yeah, we don't have no line item for it, but it just falls in a general fund.
Okay.
We don't do question and answer. It can be addressed if the commissioner chooses to when we get to the public comment, or his part of the comment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darrell.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Welter. From my observation, it's been almost a year since you guys, the council, have approved a $108,000 bathroom for a park that is, in my eyes, ridiculous, number one. And number two, I would like to know when that is going to start getting built because, like I said, it's been almost a year since you guys approved it, and it's just orange barricades with nothing there. So if my tax dollars are being used for that, I'd like to see something starting to get completed. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. No one else? Then let's see here. Carla has the floor next. Carla?
But hi, my name's Carla McPhee. I'm the vice president with the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run. I've been a volunteer since 2003, since before we even decided to build this wall memorial. I have a lot invested in it, and I work on it every day. I wanted to talk about the Freedom Run and then the Honor and Remember, or the Remember the Fallen event that's going to be here. They sent me an email today. They didn't receive their contract yet. I emailed it to you, Bob.
Who's they now?
Oh, the Patriot Productions, the Remember the Fallen. I mean, we really appreciate it that you can,
I'll keep talking.
Oh.
I'll look into it.
yeah, he said he just didn't receive
I was
it
gonna
yet.
say, I think we'll have to ask Cheryl about the accounts payable, but that should have went right after council meeting.
So they're due to come in on Tuesday, and we already have the 8 to 12 volunteers to help set it all up. There's going to be 35 towers. I know a couple different people have suggestions on where we're going to set it up at. I don't want to get involved with it. We're going to set it up wherever it fits, appropriately. But I do know that, Bob, when you and I talked on the phone, we said about opening up the community center, and maybe some could even be in there. The museum would be open. I have the zip drive of the photo show that I'll need to know how to do. And if anybody if you guys wanted to do, if there's going to be food or snacks or concessions or something in there, I think it's going to be very appropriate. The other towns that have had this, it's been very popular. There's a lot of community involvement with coming to visit. We talked about also having the microphone or podium out there between 5 and 7 for any Gold Star families who want to talk or veterans that want to say a few words. And then at 7 o'clock, I spoke with Glenn about doing taps at 7 o'clock each night. I tried following up with him. I haven't been able to reach him, so I do want to follow up with that. And then we have the, You've just put that up and made me lose my train of thought. And then we have the, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be the candlelight prayer service. It's open to the community. We're hoping that a community involvement is there. Some of you have been at the candlelight. I know, Mary, you've been there. Mike, you've been there. Bucky, it's a beautiful ceremony. It's perfect timing. Everything turns orange. The sun's going down. So the Gold Star family, we'll be at dinner. We'll come over. We'll check out the museum, and then they all come outside. And it's just so, they're so surprised when there's so many people there. So I'll order the candles, and I think we've got Boy Scouts maybe helping with chairs. Did we? And and then we have, so if we get everything set up with that, and we had a beautiful ceremony last year, and it's very touching to the families that are doing it. We have more families coming this year than we have in the past, and I think we were trying to surprise them by paying for their Friday night hotel rooms. I have been running around weekly trying to raise money to get the Saturday night hotel rooms paid. It's the same families that come every year. Some of these ladies are on Social Security, they're retired. Not only does their kid die, their husband dies, they're single. It's a hardship, and so I'm really trying to raise the extra funds for that. And so now we have more Gold Star families coming, which is fine. We also have more Gold Star families coming because the tribute towers that come also have those that have been lost to suicide and those that have been lost to accidents. So the families that their kids were killed in accidents, they are not on any walls except this. We've got 2 ladies coming in from Oklahoma because they want to stand at the tower next to their kids so they could talk to people, which is touching. So, of course, they're going to be involved or invited to come with our dinner Friday and our, what we do on Saturday, and then the luncheon at the Legion Hall on Saturday. The questions I did have, because 30 seconds.
All right, I make a
what the hell?
motion to extend the speaker's time.
Actually, I need just 1 minute because of the important stuff. The questions I had, Bobby, were, because I know I emailed the mayor about who's helping planning. Because I created that poster that we're already posting, and it's a good poster. I don't want to really have to redo it, but what time is the community center going to be open till? I was thinking it could close at 6, because then 7 o'clock is taps, if that's okay. I definitely have people lined up to make everybody go in the community door into the museum and go out, so we're not bothering the lobby. I also need to know the AV projector, because I have that zip drive with all the pictures that I could leave here. It's like 2 hours of film footage and everything to use that thing on your ceiling. And are we going to have food in there? Which I don't think the food is a big deal, but I think that if the whole community's coming to look at this, I think it's an opportunity for a bake sale or, pick up a sandwich or somebody to make some money on doing something. The other thing is I might have Budweiser willing to sponsor a band, and I know there's no more Freedom Run, but if I get this sponsorship, I have a great band that travels regionally, country band, and I could get a stage in here, I could get the band to play, and I could get everything cleaned up and out of here before 5 o'clock when the streets open, if it's allowed. The other thing is, I didn't know the donation box.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to extend the speaker's time.
Yeah, I'll second that. I want this to come to an issue, that issue. Yep.
I just wanted to say, I didn't know this.
I'm sorry, Carla. I'm sorry, Carla. Could you just hold on one moment? We have a motion and a second to extend your time. The council needs to vote, and if
Okay.
that's their decision, that you can have an extended period of time, okay? So we can just take,
The extension's 5 minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Okay, Carla.
I didn't know the donation boxes were going to be on for tonight, and I don't want to be excluded from that conversation. I've been involved with this organization since 2003. I work full-time on this, and I think my input counts. The donation boxes were taken down last year. it turned into a big fiasco with the mayor and it was witnessed by the combat vets. We ended up losing the donation from the combat vets last year because they said there's too much drama going on in town. And I also think with the chain of events that's going on with suing this person and that person and the council not speaking, and I'm trying to be involved with planning because I have been saying for the last 3 years since I've been vice president, I am the mediator. I know the Freedom Run's not going to be here forever, and there's absolutely no chance of us disappearing before there's a functional board, a functional maintenance crew taking care of the wall, and people getting along and working together. I'm very strong on that, and I'm not gonna back down on any of it. We did get your contract. I gave it to the board, excuse me, and then we emailed it to the lawyer. I personally haven't even read it a second time. I'm literally on the phone. People are coming in from around the country. I've been busy. But we do know we need an appointment with the lawyer, and then we need to have a group arrangement of how we're gonna rebuttal it, and then how we are going to, we have to present it to our board for them to sign. I know I personally have zero comfort level dealing with the tribute committee. I don't speak with any of these people. I try to text to say, put me on the speakerphone so I could join the meeting. Nobody responds to me. I've come down here, the meeting's over in 20 minutes. It's like lip service. The financials are on an Excel sheet, which I can't even believe that's allowed. And nothing, it's the same thing over and over again. They just want to complain about Dave. And the labor union, in my opinion, were the founding labor to build it. And it only makes sense to have the apprenticeship program be the maintenance crew. They're the professionals, they have the supervisors, they have the tools, the mechanics, the concrete, whatever they have. There's no reason to have a tribute committee. None. I don't get along with Dan Jackson. I saw him here. Every time I see this man, we scream at each other. And the last time I saw him, is he here? The last time I saw him, you were sitting right next to me in that round table room. He was screaming at me, he left. He came back in from behind while I was leaning on the desk. He put his hands around me like this and then whispered, "You know I love you," in my ear, which was absolutely uncalled for. So I'm not dealing with Dan Jackson. Dan Jackson now has Minion, and the anger, the attitude, the egos involved with the future planning needs to end. The only people moving forward with the wall should be people that actually work on it, are positive, and can make a plan. And out of 15 years of these guys being on the tribute committee, it's the same shit, different day. So there needs to be no tribute committee. I want to have 2 people from the city, 2 people from the Freedom Run, and the labor union, and a Gold Star mom and combat vet to be on this future planning committee. So, like I said, I didn't know the donation boxes. The city just got $10 million or whatever. Now I'm all dry. And they have $60,000. So they have more money than we do at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carla. Excuse me. Dan, you're up.
Son of a bitch. No, I'm not that guy. I never yelled at you, Carla. And let's do the whole conversation. The whole conversation is, at the end of the day, we really need to get along. We need to work together. And what I said to you was, and I did put my hand on your shoulder, and I did say, please, it's
Okay,
my time.
Carla?
It's my time. It's my time. And what I said to you is, I did say that. I did say, you know I love you, and you know I want to work with you. I think you're an amazing woman. And I said, I'd like to work on our relationship. Do you remember all of that part? That's what I said. Trying to extend an olive branch so we can get together, because I don't know why you don't like me, but you really don't like me. You're the only person in the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run that I've had so much trouble with. But either way, let's go. You want to talk about combat vets. When Jerry Casero comes to me and says he got the combat vets to quit donating to us to go to you guys. And I told them that's not a win for the wall. That's not a win for anybody, because the same amount of money is still coming to the wall. Whether we have the money, you have the money, and there's no you and we and whatever. We're all just people working for the wall. Whether you have it or we have it or whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I really tried to we're just going to be nice and positive. I didn't want to say anything. First of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak. The only reason I'm here is I'm not on the tribute committee anymore. Okay, I resigned from the tribute committee. But there's a lot of stuff on the Facebook that I've seen about the city stealing thousands of dollars in the donation box and this and that. And some of it is just misinformation. And all I want to do is get out a couple of things. I'm not a Facebook guy, so I just wanted to come here and just talk to you, okay? So I been here in 2003 with Carla. 2004, I was in Iraq. When I came back in 2005, I met Tony Cutrano and Jerry Caceres. Awesome people, met them over there. I got on the tribute committee that year in 2005. I do have soldiers on the wall, 5 from my deployment, 3 since then that I know that are on there that I personally know. And so let's see. I don't know. Donation box. That's the main reason we're here. For main reason I want to talk about. There's no large amount of money that's being stolen. There's no anything. I've always been told from the Freedom Run, every time I've ever asked, there's about $20 a month goes into the box, okay? So, in theory, $20 a month is not that big a deal. I also don't think that having the box out in front of the memorial, we're not trying to get donations like that. I also wrote a letter to the Freedom Run, which you want to talk about no response. I sent a letter to them asking them that I would not only, the only thing that they contribute to it, anytime you lose money at an organization, it impacts it, whether it's $20 a month, whether it's $100 a month. So what I did is I said, we would send us they do an amazing job taking care of all the names. I want you to know that they're the ones that track. Carla spent hours and hours and hours making sure all the names were right, what panels they were on. I mean, unbelievable undertaking that she did while she was injured, while she was at home recovering and stuff. That never slowed her down. With that being said, I said, send me the bill for the engraving, because they do engrave the names on the thing. I said, so send me the name for the engraving, and we would go ahead and pay for that. Well, that would be more than $20 a month, okay? So I didn't see that the donation box as being a big thing. But as we go on, I realize that sometimes people don't always want to pull out a phone, do a QR code, or find somebody else to donate to. Sometimes you just have a little bit of money in your pocket, you like what's going on, you want to leave some money there. And so I understand that. So we revived the whole donation box thing. Currently, committee's been working on different boxes with an envelope that has 3 options on there. You can either donate to the Freedom Run, you can donate to a tribute committee, or you can check the box that any money in there will be divided up between the 2 committees.
No, we'd be here all night.
Okay, commercial boxes, envelopes. All right, so our committee only does 2 fundraisers a year. We're not looking to try to get money from a donation box. We're not trying to do it. We do 2 fundraisers a year. We used to sell pins partnered with the nursing service. Well, we were asked not to do that anymore because of an infringement on their patent rights, and so we didn't do that anymore. But Fat Daddy's still holds a River Rat Run that we split the funds between us and the Freedom Run. And so that's the only donation we get, other than motorcycle groups that sometimes give us money, make donations. We just had one from Navarre for $200. Our income is about $2,000 a year. We don't spend a lot of money because we work more on donations than we do on trying to pay for stuff. Going forward, the tribute committee has 4 main projects that I just want to brief some things that they're working on. Our thoughts in cooperation with you guys, not trying to do anything in secret. Once we come up with some information to pass on, some type of marble front, a storyboard that recognizes the founding fathers, the 2 men that had the great idea, and a little history about it, and why the names are on the wall, so people can understand what the wall is all about. And then possibly a QR code, something for donations if we want to do that, but I'd rather just leave the board as it is. But some type of marble, I'm not sure of the shape, not sure what it is. We wanted to do bronze, but it gets too expensive. Reflection area, we want to do something else with that because, that we finally got it leveled down. It's been cut, grass been cut, everything's great. Refresh the landscape. Landscape's been the same way all the time ever since we did a really good job with doing it.
Make a motion to extend the speaker's time.
I'll second that.
I'll second that.
Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Helmbeck.
Aye. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Ken. Sorry.
refresh the landscape. We a while back we redid some stuff and made it the mulch and the flowers, and we've stayed maintained with the same thing every year. We go same flowers, same everything all the time. It's time to do a refresh on it. We're looking at possibly trying to get one of the school landscape things, either a college or a local community, or hire somebody to come in and come up with a different idea of how to do things. If nothing else, I also know Chat GPT will also take and put recommendations on it. But it's time for a fresh uplook on it. Also, the museum is an ongoing thing, trying to figure out funds for that. There was a couple thoughts that we had on that we were working towards. One of them fell through, but that's always a goal, is to find a separate standalone museum that people can come and go and not interfere with the city. I also want to address some people that are behind the scenes as well. Like Greg Stock is one of the guys on the committee. He does the raising, lowering, replacing the flags. He actually does them all over town as well. So when you see the flags come up and down, they don't just magically happen. This guy is out there doing this all the time. He also takes care of the sprinkler stuff. Jimmy Schultz with the Illini. He cuts and trims the grass. He does a great job. He's been a volunteer. He will not accept any money, doesn't want any recognition, anything. But I want you to know that he does an amazing job cutting the grass, trimming, does it by himself, and he wants to do that. David Rakes and the laborers do so much. Amazing people. I don't even know where to begin and what I can say. Even today, they sealed the parking lot out front of the memorial. Totally an amazing thing. No cost, because David was able to get the blacktop material donated. Midwest Transfer down here on 6, they've always donated the mulch. Every time we go there, they give us all the mulch we need. Ever since I've been doing this, they've never asked us for anything. The city's always helped out. Brian Trainer, especially now that since the city's taken over, has done an amazing job with equipment and everything. I want to thank him for all the things that he has done for us. It's been an amazing thing. There's also so many people in the community. You know, the VFW and Boy Scouts had a little thing. Carla did a great job. She's got the Girl Scouts nice flyer. It looks really good. You know, the thing is, it's a great opportunity to bring people down. Young people need to learn volunteerism and patriotism. With my boys, I brought my boys down all the time. When we did the second half of the bricks, my boys actually toted the bricks to the guys for a long time. Shoveling snow, decorating Christmas, it's a big thing. My one son, even spoke here a while back. He's now a captain in the Army. I got another son in the Army, and anyway, we got some people. The tribute committee, Jack Laniger, apologize if I'm going too fast, just trying to get through this real quick. The tribute committee, I want you to know currently what's on there is Jack Laniger, Gary Louie, Bill Kuiper, Greg Stock, Kathy Cloaker, and Kevin Dankus. They're always looking for new ideas and new people. January 1st at 4:30 here at City Hall will be the next meeting. If you guys would like to come out, if you have any ideas or anything, please come out and talk to them. Trying to come up with new things, trying to revitalize and go forward. Thank you for your time.
Okay, Dan. And thank you for all your years on the tribute committee. I think you were a charter member. Yep.
Well, then, thank you to Carla as well for her many years of great service. Thank you. And to Dan, but I just, you know, we treated the speakers equally, and I think that's something we can learn to do.
Are you done?
Can
we move on?
I know my opinion means what, sir?
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky that the accounts payable for the first half of May in the amount of $276,595.57 be approved, and warrants drawn in the city treasury for the several amounts.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
So besides our routine bills, advanced information, GIS mapping for our utility project, $4,900. Artisan oil, our fuel costs, $5,271.26. B&G Electric, labor material for our bucket truck, $4,117. Jamar Technologies, radar kits for the squad car, $4,087. P&D signs for the second payment on the sign for out front of the city of Marseilles was $27,774.50. Universal Asphalt and Excavating Leakin Street Project, $123,656.87. Our counsel sitting at the table today. Legal costs $7,127. Eschlight and Dungler Engineering, $11,913. Illinois Power Market, Home Field Electric, $45,087.22.
Commissioner Kaminsky, a couple meetings ago, I'd asked you, given that we had listed the total of Matthew Underwood's cost to the city in this litigation, do we have I'm sorry, Mayor, I'm asking the commissioner a question. Do we have a total, sir, of the litigation costs brought both by and against the mayor to the city of Marseilles?
No.
Okay. I feel like it's wrong to publish dollar totals if we're not going to do them equally. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
No.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. It's interesting that Commissioner Scheib voted no
A point of order. Point of order. Are we?
for his own street project.
Point of order. Are we having a discussion? I'm sorry, Commissioner. Please go ahead.
If you can jump in and make statements, then so
Okay.
can I.
Okay. Oh, you mean there's a First Amendment? Thank you, sir. I was unaware of that, given your post.
Anything else?
Literally sued.
Salary.
Oh, biweekly salary.
Yeah.
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky that the payroll for the first half of May in the amount of $94,939.31 be approved, and the warrants drawn on the city treasury for the several amounts.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Typical salary payroll, $94,939.31. We will have summer workers come in and pull people, so this is gonna probably jump a little bit with
Yeah.
the minimum wage
Starting
jumping for
Saturday.
the city of Marseilles, so. Pool looks nice. Bucky, good job.
Certain Saturday.
All right. That's all I have. Any questions on payroll? All right.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
I abstain.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Anything else, Commissioner Kaminsky?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Commissioner Small.
Just to kind of segue into the pool opening, the pool is scheduled to open this weekend. And again, thank you to all the city workers who worked on it. They did a wonderful job patching and getting it ready for the pool season. Just a couple quick reminders, pool safety, pool rules. We just ask that patrons that are visiting the pool, please be respectful of the rules that are posted for just respectful conduct. It is a family-friendly environment, and we are one of the lucky communities to have such a great asset that our community members can enjoy. So we do ask patrons to please just be respectful of the rules, respectful to the staff, and to the facilities as well. Also, with that being said, now that school's almost out for everybody, there are a lot of summer activities that will be starting to take place. A lot of those are down at the Ball Diamonds and or at the pool and or at the volleyball courts as well. That is going to be starting. So all of that information will be posted on the Marseilles Recreation Board's page, and they're always looking for volunteers as well for the activities that'll be coming up. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to them about that. And then I just wanted to wish everybody a safe Memorial Day weekend. That's all I have. Thank you.
I always stuck to shorthand. Okay, Commissioner Scheib.
This coming Monday in Sheridan is the Nina LeCuyer 5K. I will be running it arithmetically, but if anyone cares to join me, I should very much like to have you there. It is at the Sheridan Legion.
What's that called again?
The Nina LeCuyer 5K.
Common spelling?
L-E-C-U-Y-E-R.
L-E-C?
U-Y-E-R. If you'd like to race, Mayor, I think it would be great. Do join me. On May 16th, I asked that an item be put onto the agenda. I asked the clerk as well as the attorney, because both the investigation into the city of 2022 and the recent court ruling, to my mind, creates very significant litigation concerns that I think we need to address in closed session, but since it's not on the agenda, I can't vote on it. However, I want to make clear that our inaction regarding offenses, which are real, which were documented by an independent investigation to have occurred, and the retaliatory litigation against myself, and the decision, and the words of that decision, the Citizens Participation Act ruling that found that their rights were violated and costs imposed. We should be meeting about this. Our negligence in dealing with the report from 2022 and implementing those recommendations cost us, and it cost me personally. Shame on you. But I do want to copy Commissioner Small's desire for a safe and blessed Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to those who gave their lives so that we could have freedom. May we live worthy of their sacrifice. As far as let's talk money, as far as fixing my streets. Thank you for that. I like Lincoln. Thank you for the patience on it, but it looks really nice. My wife came and brought me a chicken sandwich on Lincoln. Got to show off Lincoln Street. Very happy about that. So if we could have a vote on that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Moved by Commissioner Scheib that the pay estimate number 2 to the Universal Asphalt and Excavating in the amount of $85,099.07 for the Lincoln Street be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Number 3.
Moved by Commissioner Scheib that Eichert Duttlinger Engineering Agreement for the Safe Routes to Schools project be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
It's a cost proposal of 15%, which I'm very happy with. 15 to 20% is a standard for engineering. So I think 41,000 ballpark. Is that correct, Tom?
That's correct.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye.
The number 4, I did not ask to be on the agenda. Last time around, it failed for lack of a second, and that's fine. I'll just encourage residents to get rain barrels on their own. I would have liked to have a uniform program, get kind of community spirit, kind of mimic more successful. I shouldn't say more successful, because I think this town kicks ass. But towns that have higher per capita incomes, towns that perhaps we could emulate, copy, they're good stuff with that. But I'm dropping that. I would like an answer to the missing furniture question. I think it's an extraordinarily fair one, and we never got one. So just kind of want to mention that too. It's not okay. Anyway, thank you for your time, and have a great
So
weekend,
are we
everybody.
tabling that, or what are we doing? Because that's on the agenda to vote.
Yeah, but I did not introduce that. So
Yeah,
that
but
is
you
not
tab-
introduced
you
by me,
tabled
sir.
it so it gets thrown back on the agenda,
I-
correct?
Correct.
So we want to remove it?
It automatically comes back on because it was tabled or didn't fail for the lack of a second. So do a motion to remove it from the agenda?
Well, you could proceed forward and not have a second. You could make.
But I do not make that motion.
That's fine. Somebody
Okay.
else could make that motion.
Very good. Thank you.
And if nobody's going to make a motion, then.
It dies.
Well, we can just strike it from the agenda
Okay.
would be the other, and essentially it would die.
Okay.
That it was placed on the agenda in error, and
All
then
right.
you can.
We'll just strike it from the agenda
The
then?
clerk can
Okay.
can strike it from the agenda.
Thank you. Well, yeah, they were afraid of liability, but I mean, but frankly, I'm not. It's obvious to me that, well, this is not a team, and so I think we're going to do better in the next council, and so that's what I'm going to work for.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Yeah, so one thing, my biggest problem I got tonight is I called Monday here at City Hall and asked for the drop boxes to be put on the agenda. Okay, I know the tribute committee, I know the Freedom Run been working stuff out. What, I don't know, I've never seen a copy of it. Once again, that's public property out there. Who's public property commissioner? This guy you're looking at right here. All right? So I want the money to go to the Freedom Run. The reason why? They pay for the airfares, They pay for room and lodging. They pay for all the advertising you're seeing going out. The David Rakes and Labor Local, like Dan said earlier, the parking lot out there. When you leave tonight, look at that parking lot. It looks beautiful. The mulch you put down looks beautiful. My question is, I don't know, Dan, if you can answer this, what has the tribute committee done so far this year out there? Can you tell me?
Well, I will tell you that we set up a schedule of when we were gonna do the mulch and when we were gonna do the flowers.
Okay.
And did that with David Rakes. I did it last year, and David Rakes went ahead of me. I tried to do it I told him I was gonna pick the mulch at 1 o'clock. He went down at 11 o'clock at the mulch. This year here, I sent out the schedule to him. He went out and did it. He said he was gonna do it ahead of time. Then he says, you can still do the flowers, you wanna do the flowers? Okay, I'll do the flowers. So then I was gonna do the flowers. Well, then all of a sudden, I was calling Tiffany, trying to get the flowers. She said, they're not ready. Then all of a sudden, what do you know, they were ready, and Dave Rakes got them and put them in, which is great. It doesn't matter who puts them in. It's a great thing that they're being put in. So, I don't know what to tell you. Right now, that's where we're at with that.
I know, but I guess my question is, when I worked here at this place here, Only Valley Center, before they went belly up, we had a committee signed. Ron Dickerson was on that committee for MTCO. We had 2 people from the city, 2 people from the Freedom Run, 2 people from the Midway Tribute Committee. My question, what I'm trying to figure out, council, everybody here, I mean, why do we need a tribute committee anymore?
Different things. The Joint Owners Committee was for putting out major projects out there, so that's totally different than what we're talking about. And I will tell you, for many years, I have went and picked the mulch up myself. I've done all the shoveling.
I've seen you out there.
I do that all the time. With my own money, I go and I do all the Christmas decorations. With the sprinklers, we go out and do the sprinklers all the time. We've done it. The flags come up and down and get changed and do that. We've ordered a new flagpole to put the new the Space Force flag up there. We also worked on sprinklers because there were some that were broke. I don't know what all you want me to tell you, and I'm telling you that going forward, we've come up with some other ideas because now it's time. You get complacent, right? When I was deployed, there's a big sign that says, "It's today your day," because every day you roll off the gate, it may be that day, right? And so it's the same way as now, right? We needed a change to change things up again, right? Because you get complacent, you start doing the same thing over and over and over, and everybody does the same thing. And I will tell you that nobody comes there to help other than the few people that I would get together to do it. David Rakes only has done it the last couple of years. I don't want to say anything bad. That man is amazing. He's seen it. He did it. It's great. I don't want to ever say anything bad. He is the most amazing man I've met. But as far as the maintenance goes, all maintenance is done because of the tribute committee or with David, and that's where it's at. I mean, pulling weeds, doing mulch, doing all that stuff. That was always me and whoever I could get. There was many times where I was down there by myself, okay? And doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, moving forward, we got 2 more new people on board. They're different, they got greater ideas, and we're looking forward to kind of move forward. You want to get rid of the tribute committee, and I don't understand why. The whole thing is that's the group that's supposed to be overseeing it. Whether they do the work or not, they're overseeing it and making sure that it happens, and it's done. So, those are things, I guess I went too far, but that's exactly what I've done. Okay.
But
Just to go back, you're thinking that was the 5 people you're talking about, the 1 from here, the 2 from the city, 2 from the Freedom Run, that was the Joint Owners Committee, and all they did was, because we had the issue with the bench that got put in there, and everybody was all upset that somebody bought a bench and put it in there, and we didn't want to allow that kind of stuff to start accumulating.
I remember that.
So we came up with that committee so that things had to be approved. Major things had to be approved before they go in there.
But I think the reason why that committee was formed, though, is because MTCO at the time owned this building. Only Valley Settlers here, okay? And we had a committee because we had a lease agreement, MTCO did, with the city of Marseilles. That was the whole reason. What I'm getting at is now that the city owns this building, okay, why do we have a committee together to tell us what to do? What am I missing? Anybody?
And actually, and Commissioner Buckingham, just for clarity,
Yeah.
did you ask for the donation boxes to be on the agenda for this meeting? Okay, and then,
I asked.
so,
Not for discussion,
No.
but to be on the agenda,
Yes, sir.
Back out there.
Yes, sir.
Because last year, they couldn't be out there, so I asked for them to be put on the agenda. It's on the agenda for discussion. Well, guess what? I don't want no damn discussion. I want them out there.
Well, and as Public Property Commissioner, Attorney Canlin, even though I understand that we have concerns about liability, wouldn't that be after the fact, given that he's Public Property Commissioner, wouldn't he have the right to put those up? And then, of course, we could vote on whether we agree with it, but there should be a vote. I mean, that it was unilaterally taken down without his approval, he wants them back up, doesn't he have a right to a vote? Again, even if it does create liability.
Oh, certainly, you can put any item on the agenda, and it is on the agenda as number 6.
But
under the
as a
mayor's
vote,
portion.
as an approve?
Well, it says discussion of donation boxes for freedom.
Right. So it's not a motion to approve, which is what he wanted, which I believe is what he asked
That's what I
for.
asked for.
And
I
by
called
law, we
Monday,
have to
asked
have
for
a
that to be on.
48-hour motion, 48-hour notice to vote, correct?
Yes.
So
And I responded to both of your requests to have items included on the agenda. Based on my review of both of your requests, they were not done in compliance with the rules. And I sent that notification out to all commissioners that you had to notify the clerk by 3 p.m. on Friday to have your notification included.
Mine was May 16th, though. Like, my correspondence with you and the clerk was May 16th.
I have your correspondence, the last, and I may have missed it, maybe there was a prior correspondence. Commissioner Buckingham's was not in time. Yours was the 16th, which was not the 15th.
What do you mean not
It
in
would have been
time?
Friday, the 15th at 3 p.m. is when it was required under the section. I cited it in my email. It's 30.16. So anybody.
I called Monday morning from work.
I understand. Okay, thank you, Attorney Canlin.
Well, let me explain to Commissioner Buckingham, because he's asking the same question. You both had the same question.
Right.
So the rules require, under our rules, and you all received an email on this, so you can clearly see the details outlined in the email that I sent, because I was not provided this information until, I think, Monday, that you felt like your items were not included on the agenda. And so I checked the local rules, and it requires that all agenda items need to be received by the clerk by 3 p.m. on the Friday before the Monday posting, because your clerk has to have enough time to prepare the agenda. So your local rules have that deadline in there, as long as the request is received by that time frame. My reading of the rules is that that item should be on the agenda, that it should not be discretionary on what gets put on the agenda or not, as long as it's received by the clerk and it's an appropriate item for an agenda.
Okay.
You know, in this particular case, both requests were received after that 3 p.m. deadline, and the Open Meetings Act and Robert's Rules of Order do not control the placement of items on the agenda. Items on the agenda are controlled by the local rules, and that's why I checked the local rules. So had your requests been received timely, and maybe Commissioner Scheid, but when I went back and looked, yours came in on Saturday, the 16th. So it wasn't within the time frame. Can it be on the next agenda? Absolutely. Commissioner Buckingham, same for you. You can make that request as long as it's timely made. It can, I'm not sure if that's why it wasn't put on the agenda, but my email was to educate the council that you have a rule that identifies how items go on the agenda that perhaps hadn't been followed.
And Attorney Canlin, and thank you for that explanation. And I will make sure to make a date and time, because that's entirely fair, and thank you for it. Excuse me, sir, but Commissioner Buckingham had previously asked for an item that was struck down by the chair regarding the community room here in the building. And that's what I was afraid of happening again, that it was an arbitrary dismissal as opposed to a time matter. So anyway, so I understand the Friday 3 p.m. deadline, and thank you for giving it. Commissioner Buckingham, do you understand that also?
That's fine.
So we have to, to get onto an agenda for the next meeting, we'll have to be before Friday at 3 p.m., and thank you for that clarification. And again, you know, there's been obviously...
Okay, stop.
Okay. Excuse me. Are you going to sue me?
Well, no.
No, you did. So obviously so. You know.
Stop.
Oh, you lost, did you? Well done.
No, it's not over with yet.
You also threatened other residents when you're being sued in federal court, sir. I did not. The Office of Inspector General actually investigated that claim, and no, I didn't. So thank you.
Okay.
Control the meeting.
There was a federal investigation because the mayor contacted Congress, and you will be hearing again for that.
We're done. Control the meeting. Move on, please.
I will respond to what Commissioner Buckingham had requested to put on the agenda, and why it wasn't on the agenda, I don't know. But Commissioner Buckingham, you're wanting to vote on something that's in this agreement that Christina and I and everybody from the Freedom Run meant to work out. Carla has it. She told you her lawyer has it. They haven't approved it yet. So how are we going to vote on something that hasn't been approved yet?
Better yet, where the hell's my copy at?
In the email that you got to learn to open and read.
You people in these emails, I ain't got time, I work for a living,
Well, what do you want me to do? Drive it over to LaSalle and deliver it to you?
you know? I mean,
If you
come
can't
on.
open your emails, then that's not our
Move on,
fault.
Jim. Move on. Accept bid.
One of the other things I'd like to bring up, I mean, we brought this up a year ago, and in fact, I think the lady sitting out here brought it up last year. It's been a year. All right? Couldn't have the donation boxes up, but last year, if I'm not mistaken, they had the poppies for sale out in on the lobby here. Nothing against the Legion or the VFW. What's good for one's good for all.
You're correct. That's why it was stopped.
Okay? What about last Saturday when we had the motorcycle?
Are we
show
going to
out there?
vote on stuff in your department, or are we going to sit here and argue
That's
all
my
night?
question. Did we vote on that motorcycle show out here on public property last Saturday? No, we didn't. Right or wrong?
We don't have to vote on it because it wasn't over 500 people.
Okay, I
And
remember
the
that.
furniture, Buck? Did you ever get an answer on the missing
No,
furniture?
I've never got nothing.
Okay,
Yeah,
as long as I was going to address it when it got to me, so I do know that some of the furniture was donated to the Lions Club. I found out later that we can't donate it to 501c3s, so that's rectified. That's not going to happen again. Where I want to know is, where did you do with all the chairs that were in the council chamber?
I do nothing, Jim. You tell me. I've asked where they're at. The wood ones that I can answer.
Well, there's plenty of witnesses in Public Works that said that you told everybody to throw them away. So we can't donate
No.
stuff to the Lions Club,
I
but we
never
can
told-
throw stuff away.
Most
so-
people know me. I don't throw too many things out, trust me. If it's been up to me, those chairs would have been sold. I can tell you that right now. I walked in there one day, and they were all gone. Every
Well,
one of
there's
them.
like 3 people from Public Works that said you told them to throw them
No.
away, so you're
You're
throwing
dreaming.
your own people under.
I'll talk to my guys. Trust me. I talk
So
to
do you
them
want
once,
to do
I'll talk to
anything
them
else
again.
in your department?
Yeah, I'd like to make one more question I have. Meant to say something at the last meeting, and I forgot, but I'm gonna say it tonight. I love the sign out there. It turned out nice. Okay. One thing is I, as a commissioner, did not vote on. I'll make it perfectly clear. Is for the top of that sign, for Jim Trigger Memorial. Anybody at this council remember voting on that?
I did not.
Actually, we did when the city hall was named that, so if the city hall moves,
City
we
Hall?
had a sign in front.
That's right, and that sign was given to Lori Trecker. You asked me about that. I had no problem.
If you,
Nobody asked me about that sign going up
if
out
you
here.
do something and dedicate a building or dedicate a title to something and an address changes, as far as I'm concerned, it moves. I'm sorry you disagree.
Well, I still think it's wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You can say Tom Walsh wanted to move here, you're wrong. I worked here for 27 years. Glenn Rowell is the one that wanted to keep this building here. Tom Walsh lived in Oglesby. That's where he wanted to move this place to. It stayed here because of Glenn Rowell.
No, it stayed here because Mayor Traeger negotiated a TIF district and other entities that you weren't involved in. So let's move on to number 2.
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the bid for the Marseilles Fire Protection District for 209 Lincoln Street in the amount of $216,000 be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
So my opposition to this is just that I believe that we're in a palace that people didn't want, and I'm worried about wanting to move out of here in the next council and having nowhere to go. That's my only opposition to it, but just wanted to explain my no vote. Thank you.
Okay. Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky,
Aye.
Commissioner Small,
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib,
No.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Number 3.
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the bid for the Marseilles Fire Protection District for 142 Lincoln Street in the amount of $130,000 be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
On this, my opposition is a bit more emphatic because I believe we can reject all bids based on best use. And I think that, for one, even though the fire department came $5,000 over the nursing service, it is also a taxing body. So the taxpayers aren't up $116,000. It's just simply transferred from the burden of, it's going into the city coffers, but from the fire protection district. A fire protection district with a board that we don't get to vote on. So I just, it's not, I think that the taxpayers would be up $116 under the nursing service and we're down. The extra $5,000 doesn't compensate the taxpayers for the fact that we're paying still through our tax dollars, just through a different governing body. But also just best use. I think it'd be a better use for the nursing service than for extra office space for the fire protection district. But again, just in general, my opposition is based on I'd like a place to go to. I think if this is really prime real estate, let's sell it. People didn't want us to buy it. Thank you.
Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
No.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Number 4.
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the flow monitoring proposal with Baxter and Woodman in the amount of $14,614 be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second
second.
that.
Any discussion? Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Number 5.
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the agreement with Renaissance for the Marseilles Public Library window replacement project in the amount of $228,873 be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Were there any other proposals that, understanding the historical nature of the Carnegie Library, for which we're extraordinarily grateful, were there any other lower cost proposals that were presented?
You would have to ask the library board.
Well, no, I'm aware there's someone here.
This is the same company that did the base that we went looking for other companies first time. And this is a 120-year-old building. This is what Renaissance does. They did the basement ones last fall. Be a good idea to stay with the same company to do the upstairs. They did a wonderful job.
And are we looking to pay for this out of like the Constellation winnings? Like how is where will the $228,000 come from?
General fund.
The general fund. So that, yeah, understood. Thank you.
So, in a nutshell, Renaissance is the only one that does historic buildings within about 5 states, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need a vote.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib.
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye.
Jim? I just want everybody to know that, I meant to say earlier, the pool being open, be safe, but number 2, the splash pad opened today. Just let you know. Up and running.
Okay. Do number 1 under myself, please.
Moved by Mayor Hollenbeck that Resolution 2026-9, a resolution appointing a member to the Middle East Tribute Board be adopted.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
That's Kevin
Danicus.
Danicus?
Who's your replacement, Jim?
Dan Jackson and me.
Sure, so
Well,
nope.
no, there was already, somebody, we added 2 more positions at, was it Gary Louis' request? One of the members' request. We added 2 more positions, so we still have. Yeah. I think we still have.
One.
We need to replace
Gotta
you and
replace you.
Bobby right now.
And Bobby.
Right, 2. Yeah, we got 2 open right now.
2 openings?
So-
Okay.
Here, tomorrow?
June 1st.
Okay. Ready to vote? Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Small.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. City Attorney, you have anything?
No, Mayor.
City Engineer, you have anything?
Nothing further.
Oh, but the bid, mid-June, we're looking at for sewer, sir? If we could announce that.
Yes, we received some paperwork from North Central Council of Government about the sewer lining. I don't know if Mayor was going to announce this or not. We expect to receive the grant agreement next week or the first week of June. Assuming the council can get that approved, we could perhaps go out for bids at the second meeting in June.
Yep, thank you.
So I assume you're talking about the letter I received from the Illinois Department of Commerce stating that the environmental record review, we've been given a green light on that. That's what you're referring to?
Yes, correct.
And that was the last I to dot, the last T to cross, so we'll be going out to bid now?
You signed some documents today.
Yep.
And what North Central said is we should be receiving the final grant agreement next week or the following week for execution by the council, yes.
Okay, so that's finally moving along.
And then just, it's not likely to be for June 3rd. I will be in Washington, D.C. June 3rd. Could someone else, if it had to be a matter, someone else to propose it? Like Christina, like if I were not here. Yeah, very good.
You can transfer an item on your agenda to another individual to call the motion on that particular item.
Thank you, Christina.
I'd also like to announce that this month the city was awarded a $40,000 Safe Routes to School grant to audit and develop a community travel plan for the children. That's separate from the $250,000 that we got for the sidewalks. This will be an audit to look at everything down there and help us put together a plan to basically fix everything. So I'm very happy that we got, this is the third grant the city has received this year for the betterment of our community. The Marseilles American Legion and Legion Auxiliary will be out around town Thursday the 21st, Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd for the annual Poppy Drive. So we appreciate everyone and support the donations for those funds. I do have a question for Carla. We had some veterans in today, Carla, and they were out of etching paper out there, and I don't think we have any here. I mean, if you tell...
No. I got a little bit at home when they were selling the building. I was gonna buy the building, so I'll go out and build there tonight when I get home. You need to get a case.
I don't have any problem with ordering some. I just need to know
Yeah,
exactly
you need to
what
get a
I'm
box.
ordering.
We have a big giant box.
Oh, okay.
That and etching pencils you need,
Yeah, we
the
have
etching.
pencils.
Yeah, okay.
But I personally didn't have them to bring today, but we'll bring them this weekend.
Okay.
Thank you, Carla.
In regards to Jeff Welter's questions about the bathroom, do you have any idea what the status of that is? I could have had an answer if I'd have known ahead of
Right,
time.
I don't off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but I can get it to the council.
I mean, it's been ordered. When you order stuff, you never know how long it's gonna take. You might get something in a week, it might be a year, so. But I'm like you, I would like to get it wrapped up. I'm sorry? I'm not even sure what sign you're talking about, but.
The big one in front that says Traeger Plaza.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I can't control, to be quite honest about it, I couldn't even tell you what company the bathroom's coming from. Can you? Well, it's Public Works' department.
Yeah, it's not streets, and actually, that's a rare occasion that Commissioner Small and I voted the same way. That's a hell of a crapper. I mean, that's good stuff right there. $108,000.
Okay, I think that covers everything I had. Oh, wait a minute,
I
no,
believe
it don't.
Carla had a question.
You can't. You can't do it. Mayor, move on, please.
I can talk to you afterwards. Music in Knutson Park is gonna start up again. May 29th is Lover's Canyon, never heard of it. Marseilles Lions Club has Putts and Pubs, Saturday, May 30th, 11 to 3. Steak or pork chop fry purchase. You can grill your own steak or chop under the outdoor pavilion. And then Methodist Church has Stepping into Summer 2-mile walk. I'm sorry? Yeah, they're having a service here on Sunday. They do that every year. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved by Commissioner Small that the city council now adjourn.
I'll
Do I have
second
a,
it.
pardon?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Commissioner Kaminsky,
Aye.
Commissioner Small,
Aye.
Commissioner Scheib,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye.